Remember too that under the FEMA plan, there is no contingency by which constitutional power is restored. But it is very interesting that in a document titled, A Nation Prepared, Federal Emergency Management Agency Strategic Plan Fiscal Years 2003 to 2008, FEMA states as the nation faces the risks associated with changing weather patterns, violent storms, sudden earthquakes, and the aftermath of terrorist attacks, the demand for emergency management information is ever increasing. FEMA will serve as the nation's portal for emergency management information before, during, and after disaster strikes. As a portal, FEMA is not the originator of all information, nor is it the only source of information. Rather, FEMA will provide a single entry point through which users can access a broad spectrum of relevant emergency management information. This effort will take several forms, and will require that FEMA become a knowledge manager with responsibility for coordinating and integrating the broad spectrum of emergency management information available to government and the public. As part of this new role, FEMA will ensure that the federal government speaks to the public with a single, coordinated voice in times of disaster and national emergency. Now think about this for a moment. As the nation faces the risks associated with changing weather patterns, violent storms, sudden earthquakes, they say, but when was the last time you heard any public official talk openly about this? What do they know that we don't? What every rabbit knows, dig deep, then the kings of the earth and the great men, and the generals and the rich and the strong, and every one, slave and free, hid in the caves and among the rocks of the mountains, calling to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him, who is seated on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand before it? Revelation 6:15-17. As we've already discussed, one of FEMA's prime duties over the past 30 years has been to construct and equip a vast network of underground bases and facilities throughout the United States and around the world. And a place called Mount Weather is their base of operations, for the carrying out of this massive project. Now few Americans are even aware of the existence of Mount Weather, a mysterious underground military base carved deep inside a mountain, near the sleepy rural town of Bloomington, Virginia. Located just 46 miles from Washington, D.C., Mount Weather, also known as the Western Virginia Office of Controlled Conflict Operations, is buried not just in hard granite, but in secrecy as well. In March 1976, the Progressive magazine published an astonishing article entitled The Mysterious Mountain. The author, Richard Pollack, based his investigative report on Senate subcommittee hearings and upon several off-the-record interviews with officials formerly associated with Mount Weather. His report, and a 1991 article in Time magazine entitled Doomsday Hideaway, supply a few compelling hints about what is going on underground. Ted Gupp, writing for Time magazine, describes the base as follows: Mount Weather is a virtually self-contained facility. Above ground, scattered across manicured lawns, are about a dozen buildings bristling with antennas and microwave relay systems. An on-site sewage treatment plant, with a 90,000 gallons a day capacity, and 2 tanks holding 250,000 gallons of water could last some 200 people more than a month.